Welcome to Knitting Daily, where yarn and fiber takes center stage. Join knitting expert Uni Zhang, crochet ace Kim Worker, spinning and weaving fiberista Liz Gibson, and favorite stitcher Shea Pendray. Get started with the world's most beautiful fibers and yarns. Meet trend-setting designers, improve or learn new skills, knit along with us, and make time for yarn every day.
Hi, I'm here with Deborah Knight from Yarnmarket.com, who's going to give us an overview of all sorts of different kinds of novelty yarns. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, it's good to be here.
It's great to have you. So let's dive right in. There are so many different kinds of novelty yarns.
That's right. And you know, people often think of novelty yarns as only eyelash and ribbon, but it's a lot more than that, and they're as popular as ever.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm going to start off showing a component yarn. This is actually an end-to-end with components within it, and so when you're knitting, it's constantly changing, and it has eyelash and boucle and metals and mohair, so it really has a little bit of everything in it.
And it does the work for you. It just changes as you go. You don't have to even change yarns.
Yes, and the simplest of patterns can look absolutely glorious with this. Now, the eyelash yarns over here are really popular with felters right now. They're using them as a component with the felting yarn, and then once it goes through the felting process, these lovely little accents are sticking out of it and just adding some fun to it.
So they're carrying this along with the felting yarn.
Yes.
And then the felting yarn felts and this doesn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Now here we've got some of the traditional ribbons, and you have matte ribbons and you have luminescent ribbons. You have ribbons with some mohair in them. One of the nice things about these yarns is that they've got little holes, and if you knit into about every third hole, it's self-ruffling. So that creates a nice trim.
Another thing that does all of the work.
That's right.
For you.
And here we've got an end-to-end yarn, and this one again, it's got some little railway ties, it's got boucle and mohair. Here's a lighter version of the same thing.
And by end-to-end, you mean it's a section of one type of yarn adjoined to a section of another type, so it again produces those types of transitions
That's right.
for you.
So it keeps changing.
And then what do we have over here?
These are lovely little sequins and mirrors and an eyelash with metal. These are great for trims, or if you're knitting a sweater and you want to add sequins, the manufacturer suggests maybe you put every third or fourth row of these little
And you carry that
sequins.
along with the main yarn you're using.
Yes, you do.
Okay. And then let's move on over here.
Okay, now here we've got a nice mix of mohair and metal, and you've got the halo of the mohair glittering with the metal shining through. Now here, this is a true component yarn, and this is all hand mixed. It's roving and beautiful mohair curls with a rayon cord running through it for strength. And here we've got a really nice yarn. It's another component based on an abstract painting.
Great.
And there's an entire series of these based on the paintings.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Deborah. We'll be right back. Shay and Barry Klein are going to talk about his inspirations for creating novelty yarns on the Designer Spotlight.
Knitting Daily has been sponsored in part by Yarnmarket.com, a global resource for over 600 yarns plus books, patterns, and other knitting supplies. Yarnmarket.com. Knitting Daily. Make time for yarn every day. The projects and patterns from today's show, plus more ideas and projects, can be found on the web at knittingdailytv.com. This is show 213. Continue knitting daily every day by joining the online Knitting Daily community and receive a free newsletter 5 times a week, filled with step-by-step techniques, inspiring reader-contributed stories, and free patterns. It's about knitting all the time. knittingdaily.com.